Accused the two levels of government of failing to show goodwill to resolve the matter. Let's listen in.
Sit down and allow reduction of money from some counties. Mr. President, I'm addressing you. You are the one who has caused this problem. You must take responsibility. The buck stops with you. Health is not a devolved function. Health is a shared function. The Constitution is very clear that when there is a crisis in a shared function, the parent ministry must take over those responsibilities. So, Minister of Health, you cannot sit there and take a tea of 1 million in a day and county government workers are suffering. No, something is wrong with the government. Something is extremely wrong. Senators are running salaries. While the governors, they are abusing the Senate, have not earned for the last 3 months. While the county employees have not earned for the last 3 months. And they are busy speaking big English in the Senate. And they are thinking that Kenyans, we are stupid. We are not stupid. I want to the Senate, I'm telling you, you have failed Kenyans. How can you go home? If the president released 50 billion yesterday, I would have expected the Senate to be meeting today, throughout the night, tomorrow, throughout the night, until they have a solution. But they don't care. They have already gone to Watamu, they have gone to Mombasa, some have gone to Bujumbura, some have gone to South Africa, Cape Town, to relax over the weekend. And they'll be back on Monday because, of course, they have earned from this impasse. They have earned, we know it. Because when you have men and women who go to legislative arms of government, not through the proper way, but through stealing elections, they believe everything is about stealing. They believe everything is about being given through corruption. And we have a corrupt system in Kenya. We have members of parliament who are never elected.
Away from that, the 12-member Senate committee that was formed to mediate the ongoing revenue standoff has retreated this morning to deliberate the proposals raised by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The committee is optimistic of unlocking the standoff that has affected services at the counties. The counties are yet to receive their shareable revenue for the 3 months now, with services at the devolved units being affected. Now, a body of an 18-year-old man has been retrieved from Isiuku Shitao River in Shinyalu constituency after 4 days of an intensive search. According to the family, James Mania, together with his friends, had gone to swim when he met his death, and now efforts to evacuate him from the submerging water did not bear any fruits.
Niliandikia ujumbe mfupi message, akaniambia nimtumie namba za shangazi yake, na nikamtumia, na baadaye kidogo mwendo wa saa 9 nikapigiwa simu kuambiwa ya kwamba Maina ameanguka ndani ya mto. Siku ya Jumatatu nikachukua hatua ya kufika mahali hapa, na nilipofika hapa nikaelezewa ni vile vile hivyo ndivyo mambo ilivyo.
Huyu mwenye amekufa si Mluya, sisi tumesoea vimila zetu za Waluya. Tunapewa ng'ombe, ama unaweza enda mahali chukua hizo nguo ulale nazo ujue penye hata nguo zake siko kwangu kwa nyumba. Senya alitoa akienda kwa Kwa hivyo nilikuwa najua 100% leo tu. Na upande wa malipo nalipisha kulingana na familia. MP yule walianguka kutoka Nyando, nilienda nikamtoa wakanipatia 70,000. Nikaenda Nyandorera nikatoa mama kwa Maki wakanipa 60. Hizo ndio pesa nimelipa mingi, lakini Nzoia wananipatia tu kidogo. Riba hapa mimi nimetoa milioni 272.
Now, many counties seem to have defied a directive by the Council of Governors to partially shut down services in county offices. As spot check in many counties, services are going on even after COG urged the county bosses to send their staff for leave. Let's cross over to Mombasa, where Mariam Mocharo has been following the story and now joins us live from Mombasa. Mariam, what can you tell us about the county?
Well, thank you very much, my colleague from Nairobi. Mombasa County is actually just okay. Operations are continuing as normal. They say that they're not downing their tools. And later on, we're actually looking to meet with the county secretary so as we can get a word from him. But from Mombasa County, everything is operation just like normal. Nothing has changed. All offices are up and running. They're not downing their tools.
All right, and yes, we'll be following up on the same to get to know what plays out in regards. But that aside, again to another story we pick this story again. The body of an 18-year-old man has finally been retrieved from Isikushia Tau River in Shinyalu constituency after 4 days of an intense search. According to the family, James Mania, together with his friends, had gone to swim when he met his death. Efforts to evacuate him from the submerged water did not bear fruits. Let's take that story again.
Niliandikia ujumbe mfupi message, akaniambia nimtumie namba za shangazi yake, na nikamtumia, na baadaye kidogo mwendo wa saa 9 nikapigiwa simu kuambiwa ya kwamba Maina ameanguka ndani ya mto. Siku ya Jumatatu nikachukua hatua ya kufika mahali hapa, na nilipofika hapa nikaelezewa ni vile hivyo ndivyo mambo.
Away from that, Mombasa County University students demonstrated early this morning demanding for schools to be reopened. The students claim they are tired of being at home. This comes just a day after the Ministry of Education rolled out the guidelines to be followed once the schools commence.
So there's no way the president can continue telling us that we be at home ilhali hao wanafanya mambo yao. We have seen those who have stolen our money. Billions of money have been stolen in the Ministry of Education. Hizo pesa ziko wapi? Wale wenye COVID-19 thieves, billionaires, hao wangekuwa vizuri wa channel their contribution to Ministry of Education ili tu wanafunzi wote waweze kurudi shule. It is very shameful for Professor Magoha to come out each and every day to be looked as a confused element. We want to tell Magoha, we thought we were done with you, with your confusion at the University of University of Nairobi, but you have brought your confusion up to the Ministry of Education. So we are requesting you, Dr. Magoha, please come out very clean, tell us exact date, exact day, exact time we are going to go back to school. Yeah.
I think the curve is flattening of COVID-19. And when the curve is flattening, meaning we are seeing hope of us going back to school. Two, as this SG has spoken, that we have been seeing politicians holding rallies. Also, those are questions that we are asking. Why are they holding rallies, yet we are supposed to be at school? Because they've been holding rallies each and every time. Even the president himself, he tells us that we should be at home, we should social distance, we should wash our hands, and him himself is holding rallies where thousands and thousands of people are attending without following the guidance of World Health Organization.
And I can say the schools should be reopened immediately before end of this month. Because why am I saying this? You see, right now, for example, like in medical colleges, we cannot attend the classes online because we have a lot of challenges. Some of us are coming from interior places where they cannot recover the network, the network system. So we urge the CS for Education, Mr. Magoha, to end the reopening of school saga, to come out clear and tell us when and which dates will we open schools so that we can get back to our college.
All right, major rivers in Embu County are likely to run dry in the next 5 years if precautionary measures are not taken to conserve them. This is according to Terastio Kawe, an environmentalist based in Embu, who warns that the rivers are at the verge of becoming seasonal rivers due to extreme human activities near the rivers, especially farming and cutting down of trees along the riverbanks.
Hiyo mito inakauka wakati ya kiangazi, hata ile mito kubwa, kwa sababu sisi, nikisema sisi nasema sisi wananchi, tumetumia mito yetu kwa njia mbaya. Miti tumekata vegetation ile kwa karibu na miti, tumelima mpaka kando ya mto, tumesukuma mito yetu imekuwa kidogo. Kwa hivyo kukiwa na kiangazi kidogo, mito inakauka, na sisi wenyewe, sisi binadamu ndio tumefanya mpaka mito yetu iwe ya kukauka. Na ndio maana nasema serikali ni challenge kwake. Pahali kuna chemichemi ya maji, pahali kumetoka maji, hiyo chemichemi inatakiwa iwe gazetted na itunzwe na ilindwe, kwa sababu tukikosa kufanya namna hiyo, miaka 5 injayo hata hii mto Itemboko tunaona ikiwa na maji, wakati ya kiangazi itakuwa seasonal, itakuwa mvua inanyesha, mvua ikiisha tu maji.
Away from Embu, women in Migori County have been challenged to engage in fish farming, which is mainly dominated by men, as a strategy to boost fish production. Chief Administrative Secretary of Agriculture Lina Chebiki Limo called the new strategic private investor at Fish Rio Farm and Migori County government to ensure that women are supplied with the required resources. The CSS revealed that the government will soon launch an e-voucher where smallholder farmers are boosted to a tune of 70% of the total cost of production.
Even as women, we can do that fish farming because saini asubuhi unalisha alafu unaenda sokoni. You just do what you are doing, go to your farm saa 10 unakimbia, because after saa 10 we were all women returning back to make food for the family. You come before you prepare the food, you feed the fish, and then you continue doing the other family chores. And for that matter, we have the Women Enterprise Fund, because I heard that the youth are also getting the Youth Enterprise Fund. I am sure my colleague Honorable Shebesh, when she comes around here, I'll also ensure that I share this with her, that women also want to engage in fish farming because we want to do away with the boil.
Rabbit farmers are now blaming lack of public awareness to rabbit rearing for the low intake and production. Rabbit Breeders Association of Kenya chairperson Peter Waiganjo has noted that though the demand for rabbit meat is so high both in the local market and internationally, commercial rabbit farming in Kenya for meat production is yet to be given much attention, Nano Clorin reports.
Nutritionists say that rabbit meat offers the best source of protein than most alternatives like beef. Rabbit Breeders Association of Kenya chairperson Peter Waiganjo laments that though the demand for rabbit meat is high, the supply is still not adequate due to many logistical challenges.
Kichinjio hiki ndicho cha pekee katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, lakini kuna wengine wanazo chao private, lakini sasa kichinjio ya serikali ni hii. Na kwa hivyo tunajaribu kuona kama kuna njia, kama tupata pesa, tuone kama kuna njia, either tutengeneze kichinjio kadogo Nyeri, tutengeneze kingine Kisumu, Eldoret, sababu tuna wakulima all over Kenya. Kila pahali Kenya tuko na wakulima wa sugura.
Godfrey Gitu, a rabbit farmer for the last 10 years at his 1-acre piece of land in Kiganjo Estate in Thika, encourages jobless youth to venture into the business, which he says is very viable and demands little input.
Hii ni kazi ya mtoto na hata mzee kama mimi, na nina advice vijana wale hamuna kazi, wazee wale hamuna kazi, msije mkasema hakuna kazi. Kazi ya sugura Mtaweza anza hata na sugura moja.
Government departments involved in agriculture have been challenged to come up with small slaughterhouses across the country and refrigerated vehicles as an alternative to aid farmers in taking advantage of this very lucrative venture. Nanok Lauren, TV 47.
All right, now it's time that we take a short break. We'll be coming back with more news, so keep it right here. And we're back with more stories. Keep it right here. And a section of Nairobi County staff are currently demonstrating at a City Hall over delayed salaries. David Mudoka is at City Hall and now joins us live to update us on what is happening. David Mudoka, if you can hear me.
Well, Linda, I can hear you loud and clear. I am at City Hall, Nairobi, where, as you can see behind me, hundreds of staff at City Hall have decided today not to go to what they had been requested earlier by the Council of Governors, what was termed as a 2 weeks leave. But they tell me their leave will be spent right here at City Hall. They are protesting against a delay in their payments that has lasted for the past 3 months. Besides that, they are also saying the leadership wrangles between the Nairobi County government led by Mike Sonko as well as NMS, where a number of staff have for quite some time been uncertain whether they are going to be shifted under NMS or they are going to stay right under Mike Mbuvi Sonko's wing, has really caused an uproar, and they say the confusion has costed them as well as their salaries, which haven't been paid for the past 3 months. If I can speak to their leaders here who are right behind me, just to paint the exact picture of what is happening and why they are demonstrating today here at City Hall, to understand everything. If I can speak to you. Hello, sir.
My name is Benson Olianga. Oriaro. I'm the Secretary, Kenya County Government Workers Union, Nairobi branch. We are out here to demand on two good things. Number one is our salaries, which we have not been paid from July and August. We have not been paid these salaries, yet we have we have a very sound terms and conditions of service that stipulates that salary shall be paid on the last day of the month. Now, this is now the third month running. We are on 17th of September, going to the end, and indeed we have 3 good months that we are demanding in payments. Number 2 is we are out here to agitate for the transfer of the payroll from Nairobi City County to NEMIS. First of all, we want to state here very clearly that we as staff, we don't know what is called NEMIS. As far as we are concerned, we are employees of the Kenya County Government Workers Union, and nothing in the Kenyan constitution has changed that position. We are still County Government Workers Union, and if we are to transfer to another body, then it must be a legally constituted body. We are on record, courts are in record declaring NEMIS as an illegal established body, and they were given 90 days to regularize that. They have not. We have checked with our courts. There's nothing in process to regularize that, and so we are saying that our staffs are not moving. Why we are not moving? 2 reasons. Number 1, it is only payroll that makes me be known by my employer. And once it's moved from point A to point B, then point A ceases to know you. And once we go to NEMIS, then NEMIS we find is not constituted legally. So to move from a legally constituted body to an illegal one, I think that is now that is now dissipating our rights. And so we are saying, Yakwamba, we are not moving. If we are to move, then the 17 billion Nairobi City County owes LAP Trust, Local Authority Pension Trust, that is our pension fund, must be paid in full before we move. And also the 16 billion that are owed to Local Authority Provident Fund, our retirement scheme, must be paid before we move. And all other emoluments that belongs to us as a staff must be paid.
Well, Linda, as you can hear, it is not a happy affair here. The workers say they haven't been paid for the past 3 months. There are a number of complaints. I think we will be able to get them in our subsequent bulletins. Sorry we had to cut you short, but understandably, they are agitating 2 key issues: a delay in salary for the past 3 months and uncertainty over who their boss actually is. Back to you in studio, Linda. I am David Muthoka.
Well, thank you so much, David Muthoka, for that. We're looking to get more reports from you. And that aside, to sport, German winger Julian Draxler headed